Tonight, the Panthers host the DeForest Norskies in this Badger Conference rematch after last spring's loss. This broadcast is made possible with funding from our generous sponsors. One Community Bank, a proud sponsor of youth athletics. Stop by or visit our website to learn more about our fee-free checking account. One Community Bank, Feel Good Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Torhorst Insurance, your local insurance agency since 1978. Firefly gift cards for referrals. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. J.L. Richards, providing fresh meats, deli salads, seafood, and quality Wisconsin cheese for over 25 years. Try our delicious hot lunches or dinners, or enjoy our Friday fish fry. Catering is available throughout Dane County. Logo Promotions, helping businesses and schools promote and advertise their organizations with quality apparel. Providing exceptional personal service and quick turn times. Logo Promotions for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Proudly serving the Madison area since 2013. Stoughton Health, providing safe, quality healthcare with exceptional personalized service.
And welcome to Oregon High School football on this third day of September 2021. This is Dan Dean along with Eric Rogers. We have the Oregon Panthers versus the DeForest Norskies. Beautiful night here in Oregon. Lovely Panther field. Eric, what are your thoughts on the game tonight?
I think we're going to see a lot of running the football here, Dan. You were able to, first of all, I want to thank you for not being at last week's game because it gave me the opportunity to be here for the last week's game. And Oregon got out to a big running game, a couple touchdowns and a couple runs to start that one. And DeForest doing a lot of the same last week against Stoughton. So I would say a lot of ground game tonight.
Well, Ken and I are taking turns being slackers. So my excuse was I was
at halftime, baby.
Yeah, I was out of the country. I don't know what his excuse is this week, but well, we'll go with it. We appreciate having you here.
Happy to be here, absolutely.
The Panthers, I believe, won the toss and diverted to the second half, so the Norskies are going to be kicking off here. And you couldn't ask for a better night for football. It's Thursday instead of Friday night, which is a little bit of a change for us here. Last Thursday, this Thursday, and apparently the next game we're going to be doing on Thursday.
As you know, Dan, a lot of shortage of officials. So shortage of officials has led to some interesting weekly schedules, I guess, to say the least.
You could definitely say that.
All right, ready to get this one underway here from Panther Stadium. Oregon's going to take the ball from the 5-yard line. It's going to be Amir Warren, and he's going nowhere. The Norski defense on that with the coverage team.
Yeah, they had some. They stayed in their lanes down there, and Warren tried to go east-west instead of north-south on that return, and it cost him. He ran about 20 yards, but just down the 5-yard line there.
For the Panthers.
All right, well, tough sledding so far for the Panthers, but if their running game like last week is any indication of how great they are, then the Panthers' deep 3 running back core is going to probably be running here, I would imagine, on first down.
Well, and those gentlemen have been really carrying the load for the Panthers for the better part of the last, this is their 3rd season, a lot of them starting as sophomores.
Panthers out of that wing formation here. 1st and 10, your first offensive play. You get this, and there, you got safety right to start the game, the DeForest defense.
I'll tell you, in Austin Saunders, he just got caught in the end zone back there, and nowhere for him to go.
Austin Saunders on the carry.
Well, certainly not the way you want to start the game if you're the Panthers, but the DeForest Norskies here drawing first blood using their defense, and that's also the worst part about that is then you got to punt it away.
Yeah, 14 seconds into the game here. The Norskies always known for a tough defense, and the last couple seasons the Panthers playing the Norskies, they've been good games. They've been competitive games, low-scoring games at that.
Well, and with these realigned conferences this year, this is the first conference game of the season for both teams, even though DeForest comes in 2-0, Oregon 1-1 overall.
And the Norskies really, tough matchup last week against Stoughton.
When you come out of that one with a 40-14 win, they think they did pretty all right. Mason Keys throwing for 4 touchdowns, rushing for 1. So certainly the Norski offense is a force to be reckoned with. But well, here they're going to get their first offensive chance after this this punt.
Chance to take a look at them.
Simon Dosher here to boot this one away for Oregon.
Simon Dosher with the big
from the 31, end around. Engeseth, he's going to the left side. He's going to be gone. The 20, the 10, the Norskies in the end zone.
Boy, special teams playing a big part for the Norskies here early. A safety and now a punt return for a touchdown. He took that about 72 yards, but I see a flag back there. I see a flag. We might have a block in the back up by the Norskies 43-yard line.
Well, I'll scratch that one off my cheat sheet here because, boy, that is the rough way to go. But what a break for the Panthers. I mean, that's got to be a little bit of a wake-up call because a fast start by the Norskies and a little bit of a break for the Panthers.
Well, and Imseth last year for the Norskies, boy, he did some work on the Panthers, receiving, returns. Definitely want to keep an eye on him tonight. He's got some wheels.
Well, and DeForest does come into this game ranked number 4 in the WisSports.net D2 coaches poll. And it's some motion from the Norskies. High snap, handoff. Inside of the Panther defense closes in on him. That ball's going to be stopped at the 35-yard line for minimal yardage.
Looked like Paith there, number 54, in on the tackle.
3, 2nd, and 7.
And Cale Drinka on the carry. He's averaging 7.9 yards a carry, has 3 touchdowns on the year, but hey.
7.9 yards a carry is monstrous.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is beastly numbers right there. So Oregon, nice job on that one. So they do give a little bit of a generous spot. We call it 2nd and 7. All right, Keys takes a snap, fakes a handoff. This time looking deep, right side. He's gonna find his man. The deflection. Can he find the end zone? He does.
Oh, and you thought he...
Brady Harding.
Boy, I tell you what, Evan Miles, he hit the ball out of the air, but just tipped it right to him. How unfortunate. I thought he was possibly going to have a pick on the play.
Well, boy, the kickoff return sure didn't work. But 1 minute later in game action, and Harding takes it to the end zone. The focus on that, I can't even be mad at that. You know, we're here to, you know, call a game with Oregon being the home team that we cheer for, but boy, that's just a play. Put that one on the highlight reel.
The focus and the concentration of him to come down with that ball after it was tipped like that. And the kick is up and good, and just like that, 10 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. DeForest Norskies 8, the Oregon Panthers nothing.
And the kick is good.
The Panthers will get another opportunity here on the offensive side of the ball.
Panthers, 0.
And they've been able to move the ball really well all season. You know, they had a tough break the first game of the season, you know, that 28-21 loss. But they really played well in the second half of play. Kind of, I think once they got their bearings, I think that's always tough in high school football. Just kind of knocking those cobwebs off. But they played well ever since then. So throwing up a big number against Madison West last week, 49 points.
Well, and I think the thing about this team in Oregon is a great defense. They if you count turnovers on downs, Oregon has 8 takeaways so far. Their defense does. And, I mean, being that this is the first conference game of the year, I don't know where that ranks within the area teams, but boy, this is a great Panther defense, and that was actually pretty good coverage on that play.
He had great coverage on him. Yeah, like I said, sometimes the ball just doesn't fall your way. But yeah, the last 6 quarters of play, the Panthers have thrown up 70 points, which is impressive.
All right, Panthers going to try this one again. Got Amir Warren and Austin Saunders back to receive the kick. Warren from the 7. Tries to find some room up in the middle. A spin move and some good return yardage this time for the Panthers.
Yeah, good decision by Warren this time. He took that ball straight up the field. I'm sure the coaches had a little conversation with him. They're like, none of that lateral stuff. Move that ball up and down the field.
Well, and I think the other thing too, Dan, is all right, so in practice, you're obviously going to, see, you're scouting the other team, what kind of plays they like to run, but you cannot scout speed. So I wonder if that was a situation where Amir Warren maybe underestimated that coverage team.
Definitely.
All right, 1st and 10 from their own 30, down 9-0 right now. Panthers running up the gut. Teague Zudi.
Now, and Zudi been the workhorse of the Panthers for the past 2 seasons. Gets that carry, and he is tough to bring down. He just grinds and drags guys.
Well, there's another guy who was averaging almost 8 yards a carry. 32
Monstrous
carries. I mean, the guy is going to be all conference this year.
Yes.
No doubt about that. All right, Panthers in motion. Switching sides, it'd be Charlie DeGuano, tight end, on the left side now, but off to the right side. Zudi finding enough room to pick up the first down.
And like I said, the Panthers got some big boys up front there. And with the power of Zudi and some good offensive line blocking up there, it's going to be tough for the Norskies to really, unless they're going to cheat and throw a couple of extra guys up in the box there, they're going to have trouble with that all night long.
Well, the positive thing right now for the Panthers is, yes, you're down 9-0. It's still early. Your game plan is still intact. Stick with what you want to do. And my estimation here is Panthers are going to be running the football, and then you get the play action, set that up, and like they did last week against Madison West. This time they go left side. Zudi picking his way for about 7 yards. Hard earned.
And again, they made contact with him about 2 yards into that, and he just kind of drugged the guy another 4 yards.
Yeah, they don't measure that stat in high school football, Dan, but boy, the yards after contact and broken tackles, you're getting into these metrics now a lot of times in the NFL, and boy, talk about advanced stats. That's one that I wish we could track here in high school. All right, Amir Warren in motion. Zudi follows to the right side, but the defense collapses in on him, and lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right into a little bit of traffic there. That's a good way to stop a power back like that. Just create a lot of space he can't power through. Stacking guys up.
Cameron Gates
And
comes in at quarterback here.
Yeah, this might be the time for the Panthers to try a little play action. DeForest starting to cheat guys up. You know, I'm looking right now within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage is, well, 10 of their 11 guys.
Wishbone formation. Saunders tries the left side. We're going to get a flag on a face mask and maybe even a second one. So no first down on the carry, but we'll see if the flag helps. It should.
Austin Saunders with the carry. And there's a
The
flag.
officials discussing that one, but it
They're
is
deciding whether it's going to be 5 yards or 15 yards. They still have that option, unlike unlike the pros where it's just an automatic 15 yards on a face mask.
So they call it a 5-yard penalty, but it is enough to move the chains.
He didn't pull him down with the mask. It was just, he grabbed a hold of it and he let go pretty quick, and that's typically the 5-yard type.
Yeah, see, and I always thought that was silly to take that rule away at the higher levels of football.
I definitely agree with you there.
I mean, a lot of times that's incidental. All right, here we go. It's not yet. Well,
Good
start
hard
making
count
contact.
there.
That's exactly right. So Cameron Gates draws the defense off sides and mark off another 5 yards.
I don't know if something.
Now, I'm not sure if we heard anything about Drew Kesenick. I'm not sure what his situation is, but he did play last week, and regardless, it is Cameron Gates at quarterback for the Panthers here this evening. Teague Zudi, once again, up the gut.
And
Pick up those hard-earned yards.
Always falling forward. Yeah, we'll see maybe at halftime if we can get a heads up on what's going on with Kesnich.
Kesnich has 4 touchdowns this year, no picks.
Yeah, he's been playing well the first 2 games of the season.
Well, there you go with that leadership for the Panthers, and under center, Gates. In motion, Amir Warren, right side, he's got space. Zudi the block, seal him off. Oh, but dragged down. A nice tackle by Logan Engeseth.
Engeseth is he's fast. I mean, when you talk about speed, he ran him down on the perimeter there, and that's a tough play to make. I thought for sure that Warren was going to get about 8, 10, 12 yards out of that play. He ended up with a gain of 4 or 5 yards, but a first down for the Panthers.
Well, this is the first season here for Coach Aaron Mack for DeForest. He's 2-0, replacing Mike Minnick, retired in 2019 after winning the D3 title. Minnick still on staff, of course, but boy, it's a great team. An interesting time to take over, though. Swallowed up in the backfield. Nothing doing for the Panthers. Can't tell if that was Warren. I missed the number. Nope, that's Zudi. So Panther running game not hitting the big home runs they were hitting last week, but it's plenty of game left here. You're not going to hit on every single one of them, but still mostly gaining some big chunk yardage, 4, 5, 6 yards a carry, and that'll eventually move the sticks. They're going to call it a loss of 1, so second and a long 11. We're down to about 6.5 minutes left here in quarter number 1. Panthers down 9-0 after a safety and an interesting tip catch by Hardig along about 60-some yards. Saunders, left side. Oh, just trying to drag a couple of ball carriers for some extra yards. And Saunders, I mean, these Oregon running backs are just putting in work and effort here tonight. They're going to have to fight for every yard.
Yeah, probably the toughest defense the Panthers are going to see all season is going to be the Norskies here. So it'll be a really good test of them moving the ball. They're probably not going to get those big plays like they got last week against Madison West.
Right.
A lot of skilled guys on the key positions on the defensive end for the Norskies here.
Well, that's what I was telling our broadcast partner Kian last week, and you know, this is a Panther team who's really got a big, tough test for their first conference game. Warren, right side, and again, Engeseth.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what, it's just tough to get to the perimeter with him on that outside linebacker position there.
Well, Engseth, not only is he fast, but sure tackling in the open field, and that's not an easy thing to do.
For sure, the Panthers in an interesting position here. It's like, do you punt? You're probably going to put it into the end zone. You're going to net about 12 yards here. So I think they're going to go for it on 4th and 8 here.
Well, certainly out of field goal range, you would think, for most high school students. So I think that's probably about the right call. You're down 9-0 and still early enough, and we'll see. This is going to be an aggressive call by Coach Kissling, but we've seen it before. It is indeed a pass. Left side, always trying to find.
Oh, he's got Warren!
Just out of reach for Warren. A little too much mustard, and
I liked the play call. Warren had his man beat.
That's right. Well, Warren knows it. He just missed it. But boy, you like the confidence in your players to go out there and execute, and the Panther offense coming off a little bit disappointed knowing they were a couple inches short of a score there, at least a first down, first and goal situation. So, all right.
I like the aggressive play call there. That was, I think, definitely the right call there in that situation.
Okay, so we'll see what Mason Keys has in store. 6 touchdowns on this young season. He's going to hand off right side, skipping to the inside, finding some space, and this offense is going to pick up 6 yards or so. That'll be Cole Drinka once again.
It looked like Cooper King and on the first guy in on the tackle there for the Panthers.
Well, both these teams have 3 great running backs, and I'm counting, of course, Mason Keys as one of those running backs for DeForest. He can do it. So watch out for number 6. He may run on any given play. So 2nd and 3 for the Norskies. High snap, handle, Drinka.
He's going to be stopped short.
Okay, well, I guess
that was a generous spot.
And no measurement here. They're going to move the sticks.
I'm not saying we got second-tier officials here, but boy, I tell you, it looked like he was a good half yard short on that play.
Well, no, Dan, we're way up here in the booth. They're the ones down there.
I don't know. I got a great vantage point right here.
I'll get out my binoculars next time. We'll go to replay. We'll measure. All right. Well, this Norski offense keep on moving. This time spinning his way is Kellen Grawl.
King again in on the tackle there.
So Grawl actually also plays some quarterback. But Grawl, 5 carries, 40 yards, averaging 8 yards and a touchdown so far this young season. But not too many carries for number 10. But he got one there. And that's a nice first down play. 2nd and 3 here on the Oregon 49. 3:13 and counting here in the first quarter, ticking away 9-0. The DeForest lead right now. Drinka,
nice
right
cut.
side. He's got some room to move the sticks down to the 40.
Good open field tackle by Dosha there.
I think this is going to be an important defensive drive for the Panthers because that momentum of the near touchdown on that 4th and long play for the Panther offense, and now you got to get back on defense. You got to change that mental attitude, and this is one of those kind of churning away, just chipping away at the clock here, offensive drives for the Norskies, spreading things out. 2 receivers wide and 1 to the right. Up the middle, Drinka, he's got space. Boy. He'll go left side, get gang tackled inside the 20. That's a good chunk play.
Yeah, you never want to see your safeties making a lot of tackles in a game like that.
That's right.
You watch here, the Norski's offensive line pulled the guard there. Nice block, and it opened up a hole for him right there. Made a nice cut. A big gain. Some great camera work down on the field there, boys.
And when your linebackers, your safeties, like you said, now this defense is getting scrunched up here inside the 20, so the red zone defense, we'll see what the Panthers can do. Left side. Gets the edge and just past the sticks. Kellen Grawl getting his 2nd carry of this drive.
Well, it looked like Seth Nide was in the backfield there right away, but play coming the opposite direction from him. You see up there's Nide, and he was back there, but already moving that way, and he made a nice cut to the outside.
That was a nice job of staying on his feet.
Yeah.
That's the athleticism. Both these teams have some great athletes, and we've talked about that running attack. So I'm interested to see what happens here offensively for the Norskies, because they certainly have the ability to run, but passing is an option as well because Keys has been on fire this year. They'll go Drinka, try to find his way to the left side. Panthers will stop him after a couple, so
He's going to be pretty close to that first down.
I think it looks like it's past it. Yeah, the chain gang is going to move it. That's going to be a 1st and goal. Yep, inside the 10. You're actually going to call it 1st and 10 from the 11, so they can get a first down without scoring here. Panther defense is going to have to be a little more stout here, as we're now within a minute and a half here of the opening quarter. 9-0, the DeForest lead. Panthers trying to keep this one close. 2 receivers to the right side. He's looking that way. Keys, he'll go inside, and once again, that's Harding for the score.
Another touchdown pass for Keys. And watch here on the replay, it was some nice rollout here to the outside, gave his receiver some time to get open. Caught him right in the corner of the end zone there. Everybody kind of moving and sliding that direction for the Norskies.
And that is a good drive for the Norskies, because this takes the wind out of the sails the Panthers were trying to build. They had an opportunity inside the red zone, but instead the Norskies go down the field, and it's now 15-0 pending this extra point.
It's up and good. So, boy, yeah, that was a nice, long, sustained drive by the Norskies there. You know, just chipping away, just methodically driving down the field on the Panthers there. And those are the kind of drives you hate as a coach on the defensive end, just, you know, picking away 7 yards, 10 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards. It takes a lot out of your defense.
Well, Mason Keys with a couple touchdown tosses here in this game. His father, I mentioned to you before the broadcast, I like to find out some good chunks of information. Father is Bud Keys, a Wisconsin quarterback and Packers 10th round draft pick in 1988. So he's seen a couple things. I'm sure Dad told him a couple tricks, and boy, he's been an absolute stud for the Norskies.
That brings up the old question: is it nature or is it nurture?
Right.
Or probably a combination of both.
And of course, you're watching this broadcast. It's the first week of school here for Oregon, and Wisconsin football opening its season. So we're in fall mode now. It's not officially fall on the calendar, but it's starting to feel like it.
Well, just seeing the progression from Keys from last season to this season is impressive. I mean, he's only a junior. You know, he started as a sophomore, and I just see him getting better. I can't imagine that he's not going to be a college prospect, you know, come next season.
Always love to see where these kids are going to go, and that's got to be my favorite part, Dan, of being a broadcaster at this level, is seeing some of these kids really become something big. I mean, Keanu Benton for Janesville Craig ends up going to the Badgers, and he's a monster. Here we go. Amir Warren's going to take this one up past the 30. So every time he carries the ball, get a little bit better on those returns, as we have 53 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
He's getting a little bit more comfortable each time.
Well, and hopefully it won't take too much longer for the Panther offense to hit some home runs, because they're starting to fall behind, down 16-0 now. It's a couple score game. I mean, the Panther offense, it's not like things haven't been working for them. They've had some execution things. They haven't hit any of the big plays yet.
Well, you got to stick with your game plan here, especially the first half of this game. It's tough sometimes when you're down, you know, down big early.
Well, it looks like
They get a false start here, I think, for the Panthers.
Well, and DeForest had 8 men in the box. They were daring the Panthers to run. But Cameron Gates was actually rolling out in passing formation. So we'll see this. Yeah, like you said, that's going to be a false start back. The Panthers up 5 yards and turns it to 1st and 15 in the final minute of quarter number 1. Now, you said you know these players, some of these student athletes, here pretty well. So what have you seen from Oregon Panthers over the years you've been covering Oregon football? Especially, the last handful of years, they've certainly been better than when I was in high school here.
Yeah, they've there's Saunders, a nice play making up some of those yards. They've really developed an offense with a lot of misdirection, a lot of counters, a lot of traps. They got a lot of speed. Here's a great example. They pull a guard over there. They bring Saunders around on the outside. I just say a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. I see them out on the practice field running through stuff all the time. They good kids. That's all. That's all I can really say about that. Here comes Zudi. He looks like he's going to get the first down here. Not that I'm not trying to say that years back they weren't, but they have the turnout too. More kids, more athletes, more personnel, and it gives them an opportunity to be able to put together a good cohesive team. And a lot of these kids, playing together since they're younger. Years back, our tackle football program didn't start until 7th grade or 8th grade, 7th grade, I believe. They've moved that back to 5th grade now, which I think has helped a lot over the last 10 or 12 years. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next 10 years. Well, I got rambling on. That brought to the end.
Good. That's
the first quarter play. Oregon's gonna come out with the ball. First down and 10 from the 47-yard line. The Oregon band out there.
Now the end of your first quarter, 16-0. Obviously, the Panthers got some work to do, but trying to hit our sponsors here. I got the wrong sheet here, Dan. Oh boy, it's football season, but hey, can't forget your sponsors. The funding for the broadcast. Here we go. I got it. The Village of Oregon. This is how you do a professional broadcast. The Village of Oregon is a great place to live, work, and play. As we get going with this 1st and 10. Pass here for the Panthers. The first one, nearly caught right on the edge of the side. That was Henry Wink, and he might have run out of room, but a nice pass. Cameron Gates just about dropped that one in the bucket.
Boy, he avoided a tackle there in the backfield and then kind of stepped up and had Wink on the sideline there.
Well, throwing off your back foot's always a tough thing to do. Now hitting more of these sponsors here, One Community Bank. It's a proud supporter of youth athletics. Visit onecommunity.bank to learn more about our fee-free checking account or stop in. One Community Bank, feel good banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers after the incompletion. High snap, but handled. Zudi, he's getting pursued from the backside, and it's big number 7, Nolan Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk's an animal out there. He's got some speed. He's got size. He can really move laterally very, very well. That play with that high snap just kind of slowed down and gave Hawk a chance to kind of blow that play up.
It was well recognized by Hawk, and then, of course, like you mentioned, the high snap didn't help Oregon any. Now goes down as a tackle for loss. A TFL is 3rd and 13. Panthers in a passing situation. Not their forte, but they've got options. Oh, no. Jason in the backfield, and that's number 50 that started that one, Tyler Abel. A 3. Well, that's not the way you want to start the second quarter, but hey, got to give credit to the Norskies on that one. That was exactly what they needed, a couple TFLs right away. And
boy, Gates if he could have shed that tackle, he had his man down there. He was looking for him.
Well, you can't be one-dimensional. That's what they ended up being once they got into 2nd and long. Want to make sure we thank the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Torhorst Insurance, your local insurance agency since 1978. Firefly gift cards for referrals. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. And J.L. Richards, providing fresh meats, deli salads, seafood, and quality Wisconsin cheese for over 25 years. Catering available throughout Dane County. And Logo Promotions, helping businesses and schools promote and advertise their organization through apparel. Leverage Logo Promotions for all of your screen printing and embroidery needs. So 4th and 20, a punt coming for the Panthers, 10:33 to go in this first half. It's a 16-0 DeForest lead. The Panthers facing their biggest deficit of the season. Now a low kick, or a low snap rather, handled off the turf. Relatively good punt considering the circumstances. It's going to take an Oregon bounce to the 31-yard line, which is where DeForest will take over, looking to build this lead. Dan, what's Oregon going to do defensively?
Well, I tell you, they're going to have to first. They're going to have to buckle down here and stop the run. So Keys, although he's 2 for 2 with 2 touchdown passes, one of those was defended well. Pass knocked around. I'm going to say the first priority is going to have to be to stop the run here for the Norskies.
Well, see if they can take away that ground game and make Mason Keys beat him through the air. Looks like that's a passing situation for DeForest with 3 wide receivers off to the left side. Keys dumped this one off.
Oh, nice play
Ready
there.
for it. That's
like big number 73 for the Panthers, Jennings, in there getting a mid up on there and knocking that ball down.
Yeah, that's that wide receiver screen. Actually, I believe it was going to, was that Nolan Hawk? Yes,
yeah,
he's
it looked like him.
Receiver, but boy, playing defensive line as well. That's a combination, receiver and defensive line. All right, so DeForest comes out in a similar offensive set on 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Keys looking left. He'll find Hardig, who gets the receiver screen. That's a good play.
Yeah, they recognize the fact there were only 2 defenders over there with 3 receivers, and that presents a numbers problem for the Panthers.
Well, and Simon Dozier, number 21 for the Panthers, was playing off his guy a little bit, but that's when you have space like that and you're recognizing, okay, this is probably a screen, you want to give that space, but it was well executed. He had number 11, Devin Magley, who's done a lot of work catching the ball, but doing a nice job blocking the Panther defender into the backfield and creating that opportunity. So off to the right side, number 28 is going to find some room. Again, Cale Drinka, and he'll pick up about 17, 18 yards.
Yeah, he's got some moves there, that's for sure. Nice cut back there, a spin move. You see him here. Comes back, just kind of stops, spins off that. That's for a couple more yards.
Cooper King in on that tackle. He led the Panthers with 49 tackles in the alternate spring season. Also had 2 tackles for loss and a sack in the shortened spring season. So he's done his work, but number 44 defensively, kind of probably tired of being on the field here on defense. Oh, a nice tackle to prevent the catch, Will Christ. Now, is it Christ or Christ? I want to make sure I'm saying this
I
pronounced.
believe it's Christ.
Okay, because it's Christ.
Send your complaints to Paul via OCA Media for pronouncing anybody's name
wrong. Let him know Eric Rogers will know he said that potentially wrong. Yeah, I'm not on the payroll, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, the first few games of the season are always the...
Feel it out. Yeah, you let us know, so we want to make sure we say these names right. Parents, that's part of your job. You know it. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. DeForest. Handoff. It's again churning and burning those legs.
He's going to plow forward for about 5 yards there, maybe 6.
Now Drinka's going to set up for a relatively decent 3rd down for DeForest. Now for the Panthers, this is a good opportunity here. You got a 3rd and medium.
They need a stop right here.
Well, I think if there's another 1st down picked up, this Panther defense is going to get tired. I think the mental state, it starts to come into question. So certainly want to avoid any of the potential downfall there. So here we go, cheating up on that one. And pursuing the quarterback.
What a move by Keys.
Keys finds his guy. Was it receiver? Did he reestablish his feet?
I don't know. He was out of bounds.
Max Weisbrod did not get in. The crowd is yelling at the officials to say no.
Boy, watch the replay right here.
All right, number 3 right there on your screen. We aren't going to be able to see his feet, I don't think, but if we could go back to replay, you've got to take this one off.
Yeah.
I don't think he reestablished his feet.
No, he was out of bounds.
Okay, so DeForest is going to catch a break there. And instead of a punting potentially situation. Maybe they would have gone for it anyway, but that goes down as a big first down. And now 3 wide receivers off to the right side. Keys, instead, they're going to run it off to the left side. That's Grawl.
The pride of the Panthers in there on the tackle.
Now the one thing to keep in mind here at the high school level is obviously you can't go to the replay and challenge a play. So there's no, hey, let's get a play going. We need to hurry up the offense. So they got to call the play they wanted there on first down. 7:20 to play in the second quarter. 16-0 DeForest looking to build on that lead. And boy, I don't think we're going to get over that play. I mean, granted, that wasn't a scoring play. The game is still in reach for both teams, but
made it up 4th and 5, 4th and 6. Would have been huge for the Panthers on that stop there.
2 receivers on both sides. Keys looking right, staring down his receiver. Is he going to deflect it at the last second? That's exactly what they needed. Hagley was the target, number 81. And if I got my eyeglasses on and I still didn't see, it was actually Devin Magley he was going for.
Panthers, you watch here, pretty good coverage on this. They would have had to have a perfect throw there to get in between the 2 defenders.
Well, fortunate too that there was 2 defenders there, the Panthers are, because neither of them really got their head around enough to get the ball in their vision. So if that was closer to the receiver, that could have been called a pass interference type situation, especially if you're talking about NFL. But here we go, 4 receivers, if you will, to the right side. It's going to go out to the receiver, or the running back, rather.
Oh, man.
Drinka.
Oh, boy.
And he's shedding tackles.
He just has got some moves.
Oh, yes, I would be celebrating too, young man, number 28 in white and blue.
Boy, watch this right here. He just right in full stride on that screen. Just comes around in a stop step there, and a nice block there.
Yeah.
And then shedding 2 more tackles.
You got to give it up for that one.
He just did not quit.
All right, 1st and goal from the 6. 6:43 to go in quarter number 2. Panthers down 16-0, in danger of going down another score. Keys, hands off to Drinka. And Drinka's going to get down to about the 1.
Boy, Chris, he was in the backfield again there, but Drinka just fast, that explosive first step. Shot right past him, you see right there, and he just past the outstretched arms. You're not going to arm tackle him. You need to square up on him.
Well, Panthers in danger here. They're going to call this 2nd and goal from the 2. Grawl in the backfield with Keys. They're going to give it to Hawk, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone. A DeForest Norski touchdown pass.
Well, and Keys is going to get his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And Hawk, I mean, why wouldn't you go to Hawk right there? 6'5", 220 pounds. He just goes up and grabs that and just, let me lunge into the end zone. There we go.
You're not kidding. I mean, that's size. Use that to your advantage. It's now dangerously, this game could get out of hand quickly here, and I think the Oregon's got to feel a little bit nervous because we have 6 minutes to play in this first half of action. And nothing has really gone Oregon's way.
Well, shades of the Stoughton game here, the first game of the season.
He's going to get okay, that's a small victory. The extra point is blocked. No good, it's 22.
Now 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter of play. The Oregon Panthers 0, the DeForest Norskies 22. Dan Dean along with Eric Rogers, high atop the Oregon press box here at Panther Stadium. A little shout out to Ron Davinska. The field is looking beautiful as ever down there. Saw Ron out there painting some Panther paws earlier today when I was driving down Highway 14.
That's what we were missing last week. You gotta love Oregon's grounds crews have done a fantastic job, and always one of the highest ranked fields in the conference, in the area.
I believe a couple times in the last 20 years he's won the award for Field of the Year.
Certainly helps when your team makes the playoffs. You get to have a little fun with it, and this Panther program has certainly, as we've talked about, gotten better over the years, and that starts from the youth programs up. You you have these systems in place, and the coaching staff knows how to take that. I think that's also a part of it, is a lot of these coaches have been here for so long together.
We've had a good long tenure of coaching, that is for sure.
I think I'm officially at that age where I start to think about when I was in high school. This was a teacher of mine, and they're still on the staff. Miss Byarski is still here. I mean, goodness, this entire school district has just been. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a model of consistency Oregon has built. All right, from the 5-yard line, Saunders.
And they've been kicking away from Saunders to start the game here. And we're going to get a late flag that came in here.
Now, it sounded like a hard hit, so I don't know if that was a helmet-to-helmet hit or if it must have been something off. The official's picking it up.
Waving it off.
Okay. So 5:52 on the clock here in this first half. The Panthers are going to take this from the 30-yard line, down 22-0. They started from the 5-yard line in the first quarter. That opening sequence, get taken in the end zone for a safety. The tipped pass for a long touchdown that was well defended. So you have a couple of bad things happening there, and it's kind of snowballed. You know, the Oregon they've done some things to reestablish themselves and say, all right, we're going to not think about those things. But at half, it's got to be hard to get those things out of your head, especially the last drive, where that should not have led to a touchdown.
You need a couple big plays, a little momentum swing here to kind of get you out of that funk.
Panthers going to go with an inside run. I can't tell that Zudi.
It's like Zudi.
He'll pick up a few. Now again, the Panthers not playing with Drew Kesnich, number 10, is out today, so it's been number 15, Cameron Gates. So,
well, if I'm not mistaken, I don't see his jersey down there. I see somebody dressed in street clothes that looks eerily like Kesnich. So I don't know if something happened. We'll get the lowdown on that at halftime. But I'm pretty sure that's him in street clothes down there. So
now he did play the entirety of the Madison West game, so something happened in practice or an illness or something. So an unfortunate sequence, but either way, that's why you're out there. You go to practice every week and every day, and number 15 is Gates is still got to get this thing done.
Oh,
Here's
nice
the
move
first
by
big
Saunders.
play. You start to feel the juices flowing a little bit when you get something like that. I love the footwork from Saunders. You get the little juke move and start feeling a little bit confident about some of these little micro plays.
You watch it, he comes around the side here. A couple of nice blocks.
That was nice. Bryce Kearns threw a nice block for him. 4:40 and change to play in the first half. It's 22-0, Norskies lead. Two backs in the backfield.
There's Zudi. Oh!
Shoestring tackle made. I'm trying to find the number. Is that 32 for the Norskies? That was nice. Cale Ryerson.
Yeah, Ryerson probably saved a huge play that you watch. He just got a hold of the shoestring right there.
Okay, what movie am I thinking of, by the way, when I hear Ryerson? Groundhog Day.
Ned Ryerson.
Ryerson. Bing. All right. Hopefully some of our viewers know what we're talking about there, because that's a classic. All right. Back to action on the field. Saunders tries the right side, and he'll move the sticks again.
Nice move by Saunders.
Couple first downs, get things going. Okay. Panthers down big, but.
And with 3 minutes, you know, a score here,
Yep,
the Panthers
absolutely.
get the ball first in the second half. The game is by no means out of reach or anything at 22-0. So the Panthers just need to stick with their game plan, drive down the field, do what they do best, misdirection, some power running.
Oh,
Yep.
you got to snap
Good
the
hard.
ball there. That's what you get. You take your free
Yeah,
play.
you take that free play,
Yeah.
get it.
I'm getting greedy. We marched that one off for 5, and
Well, Gates' first high school start of his career.
well, on that, and haven't really had the time to build the cadence with your center, who's gonna you know your movements and get that snap count. So play it safe on that one. But that's a couple times where the defense has jumped off sides, and then we get a flag here. Was there someone lined up neutral zone infraction?
Yep.
So hey, Panthers picking up another first down. They'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Again, just keep that ball moving.
And the best part about that is the clock doesn't move.
Offsides.
So another Panther first down. The clock is ticking now. 3 minutes to play in this first half. Panthers inside the 30. Couple chances to threaten so far in this game. Last time they were here, they missed on a 4th and 8.
DeForest really, they threw about 10 guys within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage are just daring the Panthers to run again. I'll tell you that no matter how fast your running backs are, no matter how good your blocking is, sometimes it just turns into a numbers game down there. You throw that many bodies, it's time for a little play action.
I was thinking the same thing. Had the Panthers been on that page, that would have been a perfect time for play action. But I think now that Oregon, now this is where the mental game comes into play, because you've had a couple of running plays in a row. You start thinking it could be a passing opportunity, but now the defense knows it. So we'll see on 2nd and 12, 2:10 to play, and we're going to get an Oregon timeout.
Well, 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the first half of play. Oregon Panthers 0, DeForest Norskies 22.
And while we are in this timeout, OCA Media would like to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. The Village of Oregon, One Community Bank, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club, the Oregon Chamber of Commerce, the Oregon School District, DeForest Insurance, and JL Richards. So here we are, 2 minutes and change to play in this first half. Down big, but you have the ball. Do you chew up as much of this clock as you can?
I think you don't want to give. I mean, you want to score when you can score, but you don't want to give DeForest too much time so they have an opportunity to go back down and throw some points up there. But you know what? I didn't realize till just right now how much I've missed the band playing at football games. The spring season, it was really no crowds. It's been 2 years since I've really heard them play at a football game, and I've kind of missed it.
Well, and here we are. We mentioned this earlier that this is the first week of high school. Amir Warren takes the ball left side. He's got a couple blocks. That's going to be good for about 7 yards. So, okay, 2 minutes to play, and the clock is continuing to tick. But, yes, the crowd is big here tonight. So football in session, which means the students are going to – the school is in session, I should say. And, it's going to obviously bring out a bigger crowd of people in the stands. And outdoors means no masks and a little bit of normalcy. And, of course, we're still in that mask mandate. But
yeah, the Norskies traveled well down here to Oregon. The visitor section almost completely full. You don't see that very often.
Okay, well, they're going to call it 5 yards on that carry instead. And nothing doing on the offensive side. And big number 32 coming in on the tackle. Case Ryerson is pumped up for the DeForest Norskies defense.
Well, going to bring up a 4th down, and DeForest, I think, wisely burns one of their timeouts to stop the clock here. They figure if Oregon doesn't get this 4th down, going to give them some time, not allow Oregon to run another 30, 35 seconds off the clock here. A smart play by the Norskies coaching staff over there.
Oregon with a pair of timeouts. DeForest with one more remaining in this first half. Now, Coach Kissling is known for having a couple of tricks up his sleeve. So as we've talked about how this team, this offense has changed. I mean, Oregon's always been a running football team, but just that wing offense and having misdirection and players going across in motion. So with a three-headed monster in the backfield, I mean, I talked with head coach Aaron Mack before the game for DeForest, and he said, the thing is, Oregon is deep. That offense is deep. So he almost sounded afraid when I talked to him. So he's playing. The team's playing like they are not taking Oregon lightly, and up 22-0. That's exactly right. So here it is on the 4th down. He's got a man. That's complete and thrown out of bounds. A first down catch by Bryce Kearns. Cameron Gates. They missed it last time.
They hit him right in the flat there. Nice reception. Almost stayed on his
sure tackle. Timothy Fredrickson pulls him out of bounds. He might have escaped that if he didn't get pulled out of bounds. All right, Gates, here we go. To Zudi. He's feeling it. He's going to be stood up. They're going to let the – they're not blowing the whistle yet.
How long they're going to let that go for?
All right, well, there it is. So now we're at 1:20 to go in this opening half of
And
football.
call it about a gain of 3 there, I think is what we're going to say. You see, it's just a pile of bodies right there.
Well, at this
1,
point,
2,
that's what
3,
it is.
4,
It's just a
5.
scrum.
Almost like a rugby play there.
Zudy and Saunders in the backfield. Gates, he'll fake the handoff. He's throwing. He tries to find DeGuano in the corner, but a little off target on the pass. That was a good opportunity for the pass.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Gates being his first start, just the timing might just be off by a hair. We've seen a couple of those passes. We saw that pass just outstretched, just past the outstretched fingertips of Warren earlier. It could have been 6 points.
Well, the positive thing for the Panthers is you're in 4-down territory, so if you have to burn a play, that's fine, because now it's 3rd and 5. This is not your final play. Now, I guess that would be the question, because I'm a little greedy. I go for the touchdown before half. Do you take the field goal if you miss it here?
I think you have to go for the 6 points, but I don't think that's going to – whoa! I got a little ahead of myself.
That's the announcer's curse. You had to say it.
I thought for sure Zudy was getting in the end zone there.
So now is
watch.
the question. 38 seconds and ticking. So no timeout being used by either team.
I think that was Fredrickson that kind of got Zudy from behind there. I didn't think he was going to catch him.
Cameron Gates coming into the huddle, relaying the play. So the Panthers, I'm wondering if they were going to let this one go down. Okay, here it is. So do you have quarterback sneak or do you go to Zudy? Zudy behind him. They go to him. He's going to get no signal yet. It looks like he got stood up at the goal line.
Oh, at about the 1 foot line.
Could he have reached the ball out? I couldn't tell from my vantage point. I thought he might have had it, but
it was so close right here. You just
yeah, it's hard to tell. Boy, that is
a
heck of an effort.
Huge defensive play by the Norskies. 8 seconds left. Boy, the Panthers drove down 69.5 yards there.
Wow.
Yeah, ball at the 1 foot line.
So you just run one play here, and that will end the first half. Max Weisbrod with the reception. And it's going to be a 22-0 DeForest lead. The Panthers, a couple of missed opportunities, but even so, I mean, they could be down by 1 score right now, but hey, this is the game of football. We got a whole nother half to play here on OCA Media Sports.
Yeah, there you have it. 2 quarters in the books. DeForest Norskies 22, your Oregon Panthers 0. Dan Dean along with Eric Rogers. You're watching a presentation of OCA Media Sports.
Funding for this broadcast is brought to you by our generous sponsors. One Community Bank, a proud sponsor of youth athletics. Visit www.onecommunity.bank to learn more about our fee-free checking account or stop in. OCB offers free cookies and popcorn on Fridays and Saturdays. One Community Bank, feel good banking. Member FDIC equal housing lender. The Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Torhorst Insurance, your local insurance agency since 1978. Firefly gift cards for referrals. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. J.L. Richards, providing fresh meats, deli salads, seafood, and quality Wisconsin cheese for over 25 years. Try a delicious hot lunch or dinner or enjoy our Friday fish fry. Catering is available throughout Dane County. And Logo Promotions, helping businesses and schools promote and advertise their organization through apparel. With over 100 years of staff experience, exceptional personal service, and quick turn times, we have been serving the Madison and surrounding areas since 2013. Leverage logo promotions for all your screen printing and embroidery needs.
This is a presentation of OCA Media Sports.
I oughta.
You oughta what?
Feed me! You can talk. I got a talking plant.
I wonder if there really are people on Mars.
Well, who knows?
We're going to talk about hand washing today. We do it every day, but are you sure you're doing it right? Wet your hands with clean running water, warm or cold, and apply soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with soap. Be sure to lather the backs of your hands, between your fingers, and under your nails. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you need a timer, hum the birthday song from beginning to end twice. Rinse your hands well under clean running water. Let the water run back into the sink and not down your elbows. Dry your hands using a clean paper towel.
Hi, I'm Ron Devenska. I'm the Oregon High School groundskeeper and also the mechanic for the district. I started being the groundskeeper in 2004. It was a newly created position that they've never had before. And so with the growing of the community and sports fields, they look at someone that can concentrate on those fields. Back then, in 2004, basically anything that was done to the fields was a few lines and mowing. There was really not a whole lot of time for aeration, any kind of fertilization, a lot of things that need to be done to keep fields in good shape. So this field here in the center was pretty much dirt by the end of the fall season. The old saying is grass grows by the inch and is killed by the foot. And so the more activity, the more pounding, the grass will not hold up as well. This field now is in actually really good shape. It's helped a little with soccer being off of it, so now it has some rest periods. I've submitted it for a few awards nationally, locally. So we won in 2013 the high school level football field of the year. On this field, I usually start the week of the event. So Friday night football, I'm already thinking a week or so ahead, because if we don't get any rain, I don't want to water it heavy the night before, then we got a mud hole, so I got to get it where the moisture in the soil is good for the grass to take the punishment, yet not slippery enough where the players are sliding and we could result in injury. Basically, it gets mowed 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So I come out Friday morning, I'll mow, and that helps get a nice clean cut, and also helps get the dew off the grass, so the grass will dry faster. So I can get out here painting by 8:30ish, and it'll take me about 6 hours average. And roughly, I would say about 30 to 35 gallons of paint. And that's just the white, that's not any colors that I would do. So yeah, a lot of people think, oh, groundskeeper, you cut grass and paint some lines. And you know, what's so hard about that? But there's more involved. There's a lot of science as far as your fertility. A lot, you know, so many pounds of N a year, phosphorus, nitrogen, you need all those things, iron. And so you need to know that. If I added it up, we're looking at roughly, I would say there's 10 to 12 acres that are a sports field. And then there's probably a few more 2 to 3 acres that around the stadium, outside the field, that I also maintain. And I'm technically district-wide, so I've had to go over to middle school. I don't mow their field or do that, but I still try to get over to aerate, paint it for the youth games on Saturdays. It's fun. I love what I do, but it's a lot to do. More than I think people realize, you know. It's more than cutting grass.
Thank you for the hydration station.
Thank you for the new soccer bags.
Thank you for the scorer's table.
Thank you, boosters.
This is a presentation of OCA Media Sports.
Here's 2 scores. 3-2 and 4-1.
Welcome back into Panthers Stadium. I'm Eric Rogers with Dan Dean, where the Panthers trail the Norskies 22-0 at the half. Dan, let's break down this first half of action.
Well, let's just say this. We can just essentially call this the Keys Drinka show. Between the two of them, they accounted for 193 of the 210 yards of total offense for the Norskies. So Drinka, 9 carries, 72 yards. Keys 7 for 10, 121 yards, 3 touchdown passes. The Panthers in the first half, 86 yards of total offense. Not terrible. Really nice sustained drive there at the end. You look at Zudi accounting for 43 yards rushing. Saunders 26 yards rushing. A couple missed opportunities there. A pass just out the outstretched fingertips of Warren. And then Zudi there at the end of the game. It could easily be a 22-14 game.
Yeah.
The Panthers have a pretty potent offense. Like I said, before tonight's game, they scored 70 points in the last 6 quarters of play. And if I'm the Norskies, I'm not counting them out. They had the same situation as Stoughton in week number 1. Down 28-0. They came back in that game, and it was 28-21. So don't count the Panthers out of this. They're going to get the ball first to start the second half of play, and I imagine they'll stick to their game plan. Grinding some misdirection, and seeing what they can do to get things humming along here in the second half.
Well, we'll see what the Panthers are able to do in the arena of their mental strength, because this could be a one-possession game right now. You had a couple of touchdowns that could have been for the Panthers. And, of course, as you mentioned, they get the ball here to start the second half. So if you score there, you're either a tie game or close to it, something like that. This is a game the Panthers could be right in. And you have to do a good job of not letting that eat at you.
Yeah, and I think that we weren't able to get an answer on this, but Kesinich, the starting Panthers quarterback, has not played tonight. Couldn't find an answer of if there's an injury or what's going on, and that can kind of throw your team out of sync on the offensive side of the ball. He's been taking 90% of the reps, in practice. He's played the first 2 games of the season. They have a speed, they have a connection, they have a rhythm that they get into with him, and young Gates there, he's doing the best he can. He's made some nice throws, but like I said, a couple of those just out of sync, just a hair, a little bit, is a difference between maybe another touchdown or 2 and 0 points. So we'll see if the Panthers can overcome that here in the second half of play and see what they can do with that.
Well, my guess, Dan, is that this either an injury or what have you for Kesinich, and the reason he's not playing tonight, my guess is this happened either today or shortly before the game, like maybe a day before, because if our insider doesn't have an answer for you, and the players, some of the players might not even be aware of it, it certainly wasn't something that came up early in the week. So the bad part about that, aside from not knowing the status, is Gates is he hasn't been prepared for it this week, and you just got to hope he's been paying attention in practice, and the reps that he did take, he's taken that to heart, and executing that game plan. He's played well enough to say against another team they'd be really close and in this game, and unfortunately he drew it is a tough game to be a backup coming into the game.
I'm not going to say it's the toughest game of the season, but let's be honest, it's probably going to be the toughest game of the season for the Panthers. The Norskies are always one of the top teams in the state, obviously one of the top teams in the conference, and so we'll see what happens here in the second half play. Like I said, I'm not counting the Panthers out of anything with the way they've been able to throw points up this season. But again, I got to tip my hat to the Norskies defense too. They're coming in here in the first half of play and pitching a shutout, and they've had some big defensive plays there. That safety, to start the game, first play of the game, and that 4th and goal to end the first half. Essentially, that was a huge play for the Norskies.
Well, these two teams, this is their first conference game of the season. I mentioned that earlier. They last met in that alternate spring season this last April, where DeForest won that game 27-13. Oregon was held scoreless in the second half. DeForest a 10-0 advantage in that second half of that game. This is certainly a situation where
I see a lot.
You got to come back.
I see a lot of similarities between those two games. The Norskies, a couple of big defensive plays in that game, and the Panthers just like you said, for the second half of play, just got out of sync.
So still unsure about the Kessenich situation, but we'll probably find more out in the coming days and weeks. However, this game, you got a second half to play. Now, I always think of this when my team is down big at a half. I think, okay, well, 22 points were scored in the first half, so it's possible to score that much in a half. So you have the second half to score 22 or more points. That you have to kind of flip the roles. Have to be reversed a little bit, but. So here we go. So I think what must have happened, it looks like Oregon's kicking off the second half. So they must have been a reverse. So I think DeForest
deferred the second half. It's early in the season for me. First game of the year. So
you got back from Columbia last week. I mean, you're still on vacation time. Here we go. All right. Well, that's a different story here because now it's all about momentum. That's an interesting decision by number 11 taking the ball up for DeForest. That's Devin Magley.
I gotta be honest. Magley had a good fake there. I thought they had the reverse going on there.
Yeah, it was well done. That's exactly the way you do it.
He couldn't fool our cameramen. They're aces. They keep the eye on the ball here. OCA Media camera guys, eye on the ball. They're not biting on any fakes. Well, shout out to our cameraman up here in the booth, Jim Bakken, hanging tough up here.
First and 10 from their own 31-yard line here to start the second half. The Norskies up big, 22-0. A pitch.
Blocking the back.
Left side. That
nice
was
play.
Owen losing a towel. The Panthers defense collapses on the ball carrier again. That's Cale Drinka, who's done the majority of the work in the backfield.
I got to be honest, you watch here, Bushman right there just kind of riding number 22 for the Panthers in the back there, Will Chris. Lucky didn't get a call for a block in the back there.
Well, I mean, these officials are, there is a shortage. I don't know how much experience some of these officials have, but it's also a high school level. It's early in the season. This crew might not have worked together for very long. They're learning things as they go, so not going to catch everything. It's nature of the game, unfortunately. I think none bigger than that miss in the first half, though, with the fourth down out of bounds. Didn't reestablish his feet. Drinka to the right side this time is going to gallop his way for a first down to about the 45.
That's the third time that play's worked really well for them. He catches that in mid-stride. You watch, he does not lose a step right there. Just catches that, and he's got a full head of steam going to the outside there.
So I'm a big sports video game guy, Dan, and the best video games they had were those NCAA football games.
Yes.
And my favorite thing to do was throw the ball to the receiver in the flat, the running back in the flat, when you have a speedy receiver like that, and just make the guys miss.
Panthers stuff the middle there. It's like a gain of about, we'll call it 5 yards.
So obviously DeForest looking to build on their 22-0 lead, and Oregon's defense is, they got to feel like their back's against the wall here because this is a familiar scene, and now we've got a spread set with 3 wide receivers to the left, near side here on your camera, on your screen there. Looking for the screen once again, but nicely defended. Max Weisbrod caught it, but for minimal yardage. It's a slew of black jerseys closed in around him.
It looked like King, one of the first guys in on the play there.
Yeah, I mentioned with Cooper, King led the Panthers in that spring season in tackles. Look at that to wrap them up.
Just solid all last season. King just making big plays. He switched numbers this year. It threw me off a little bit. He's got 44, which was Haggerty's number last year. He must have wanted that number.
I don't think there's much paying players to get different numbers in the high school ranks, but yeah, you're right. Some rock, paper, scissors or something.
Here comes Drinka again. Holy smokes.
With move and speed, and he is gone. 50 yards for the score and the exclamation mark for the Norskies.
Well, he's just got that next level speed. He hit that seam up the middle here. You watch. He's kind of waited for his blockers and then, boom, just turned it on. Shot out in between those two blockers and just turned on the afterburners right there.
Well, and I think the defensive stop to end the first half was kind of the emotional, the backbreaker there, and you didn't see a whole lot. I mean, there was anything wrong with what Oregon's defense did on that play, but just some broken tackles and speed from Drinka that did the rest, and that one hurts.
And up and good. So with 8 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the third quarter, DeForest Norskies 28, Oregon Panthers 0. Dan Dean along with Eric Rogers high atop the press box here, Oregon Panther Stadium. This third day of September 2021. Beautiful night for football. Thursday night football. Thought the NFL had a monopoly on that, but
no longer, yeah. We got it here on OCA Media
OCA
Sports.
Media signed
How about that one?
We signed the Thursday night football package for the upcoming season.
We couldn't
apparently.
wait until Friday, right?
You can't wait for Friday Night Lights. You're going to get it on Thursday night.
And then you can watch it again on Friday. How about that? Double dipping. Oh boy, it's a tough one for the Oregon Panthers. It is an unfamiliar territory for them this season to be down big like this. They're obviously looking for some just start with one good thing at a time. Focus on getting one good thing to happen, snowball that into the others. They could certainly come back and win this ball game, but if they don't, you want lessons to come out of it. And I think right now it's just we have no answers for this running game.
Just a small victory. You know, Drinka has been just drinking it up down on the field. He's a machine right now.
It's like Warren and Saunders back to receive this kickoff. Saunders will get it inside the 5. Finds a seam. Nice return to about the 36-yard line. He's been doing a nice job, both him and Warren. But this Panther offense has just stalled out a couple of times. They finally connected last time out on a 4th down conversion situation. But then they come up just inches short of the goal line, and that one was probably the Campbell that back, stroked it. What am I trying to say, man?
The straw that broke the camel's back there.
I try to go with the old cliches and I get it wrong. So, boy, it's been a long night.
You know what though? I like the camel that might have broke the straw's back.
They never talk about that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a left side run by Saunders.
And Saunders just fighting for those extra yards.
He is hitting the holes with some speed.
He's had some nice plays tonight. You watch him right here. And again, that misdirection for the Panthers is, well, I mean, in the conference, nobody runs misdirection, counters, trap plays like the Panthers do.
The Panthers 1-1 overall on the season, but in danger of falling to 0-1 in conference play, as this is the first conference game of the season of the Badger Large, as we had those realignments.
Yeah, and I still question how the Panthers end up in the Badger. They're like the smallest team in the Badger Large.
Well, don't get used to it because I believe next year they start looking at realigning again.
Yes.
So that's scheduled. I mean, maybe you just swap those teams out, Oregon and Stoughton, and Oregon goes to the small. But, you know, it's always interesting how the WIAA, you know, in this area has grown so much. You know, the Madison metropolitan area, you know, just in general. Warren. He's going to the right side. Spin move as he's hit out of bounds. A big pickup for Amir Warren.
And you see here, following the line of blockers, some good blocking out in front of him here.
You love him shedding the tackles and fighting for the extra yardage. Yeah, Luke Castillo, the defensive lineman for DeForest, he wasn't in on that play, but he had 2 first-half sacks in last week's win over Stoughton. So The big boys on this defensive line for DeForest giving fits for Oregon, but big chunk play. Warren's going to get to slip to the left side. It's on the ground, and no way! DeForest
picked up.
Engeseth, he's got one man to beat, and it's Zudi. He's going the other way.
Wow. The ball popped out mid-bounce. He just picked it up in stride.
We'll call that about 65 yards on the fumble recovery.
Boy, and when it rains, it pours.
Well, unfortunately, you have nights like this where
you see him,
things just keep coming.
Just popped up. You see him just pick it up, and he scoops it right there. Stumbles a little bit, catches his footing, and he's just off to the races. And Zudi, obviously one of the fastest guys on the field there, tried to catch him at the end, but just not able to catch him in time. But boy, DeForest is finding different ways to put points on the board. Throwing the ball, running the ball, passing the ball, safeties.
And I believe did they say there's a flag on the play that I missed? But either way, I mean, this is now running clock situation as well. So you get a 35-point lead, and that doesn't do the Panthers any favors.
Yeah, so as soon as the Panthers, take possession of the ball, the clock's going to start, and the only time it stops is on, I believe, timeouts or change of possession. It's up and good.
Make it 36-0, DeForest. So DeForest is going to look at the tape of this game and just smile all night.
Well, you take a look at the One Community Bank scoreboard, and that's not a good look right there for the scoreboard. We appreciate our sponsor, One Community Bank, but
the other sponsors we have for this broadcast: the Village of Oregon, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club, the Oregon Chamber of Commerce, the Oregon School District, Torhorst Insurance, and J.L. Richards. So
it must have been a excessive celebration penalty by DeForest. Going to mark the 15 yards off on the kickoff. But, I mean, you can't blame the kids for celebrating. How often are you going to get a play like that?
Well, he wanted the end zone because he's thinking about his huddle profile and when he's trying to go get recruited. Hey, I didn't just scoop it, I scored. Gotta love watching tape on some of these kids, as we were talking about. At this high school level, you watch them go off to college. You watch them at the next level, and some of these guys that are local kids. I was watching Therese Fountain. I believe he was a Madison Memorial graduate and out there in the NFL. So it's exciting to watch some of these guys to go on to greatness. So appreciate what you're watching right now.
For sure.
Warren's going to take it from the 20. Ball security, he's going to be thinking about it. He is pummeled at the 45. DeForest not going to take it easy on the ball carriers. Going to get in the head of Warren a little bit, who doesn't get as many carries as Saunders does.
And that's going to start the running clock there. So high school, Wisconsin high school athletics football, that's once you're up by more than 35 points, you have a running clock. It doesn't stop on out-of-bounds plays, doesn't stop on incomplete passes, only on change of possessions and scores.
Ends of quarters, obviously.
And end of quarters. Yeah. Yep.
So the pitch to Zudi. He'll pick up a first down, so all right. Couple of good things happening, and I think this is what you look at when you watch film of this game. You're probably not going to come away and win this one, but what good did we take away from this game so that next week we can come back with a win? Because Oregon is at Janesville Parker, who's overall 1-1 they haven't played a conference game. They're playing one right now. So similar situation potentially next week. Panthers on the road. So again, Zudi, he's going to toss it.
Oh, the halfback option pass, and he catches it. Nice play.
Well, Bryce Kearns, his feet
he's staying out of bounds?
His feet were, he got pushed out of bounds as he brought that in. It was a beautiful play, a nice catch, but feet clearly on the chalk. The official threw his hat.
Man,
I
thought he drug one. Like, take a look. Oh no, caught him midair and just shoved him. Wow, nice defensive play. I thought he was coming down with that.
Well, again, this is a situation where you're not going to give up certainly in this game because you never know what's going to happen. But you start looking at your playbook and some of the things deeper in there and saying, you know what, let's give this a try.
Well, they're going to give a roughing the passer call. Looks like they hit Zudi late on that play.
Well, he may be listed as a running back or a wing back on the roster, but yes, it's still a quarterback by rule. So you march down the field and move the chains, not because of a completed pass, but due to penalty. And at this point, Oregon's got to take anything they can get.
Gates and Zudi having a little conference there.
So Gates under center. Pitch it to Zudi, with a toss rather. So minimal yardage. That was the conference didn't result in anything but a couple yards, maybe just one.
Now Weisbrod on that corner there. He's got speed. And he's a sure tackler. He's amped up after that touchdown. Yeah, I was hoping maybe he's a little tired from having to run all that way.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes a big play like that just energizes you when you'd think, hey, aren't you tired? Take a break, hit the O2 machine. So as a reminder, the clock ticking. So we're at 3.5 minutes to play in quarter number 3. 36-0 DeForest. I'm not going to mention the score too much, but boy, not an easy game for the Panthers. Zudi takes it up the left side for a handful. Now, I don't know how much we want to chalk this up to Gates getting short notice of his start here tonight. But it sounds like there's some things that we'll let just develop in the story as it is at quarterback. But Gates getting a conversation with Coach Kissling as they go in for a 3rd and 5. And I think the Panthers at this point is just, hey, let's get Gates some experience. I don't know if they're going to have him for next week and for the future
it's like
weeks,
I said, he's made some nice plays tonight. Like I said, just the timing, just off by a hair on a few of those makes all the difference in the world.
Saunders with a carry. He hasn't had one in a while, but it goes nowhere. I don't know if he even got back to the line of scrimmage, but
that's going to bring up 4th down for the Panthers here.
Well, no stranger to 4th down opportunities. The Panthers, they've gone for it offensively. It seems like every time. Yeah, actually, I think it is every time.
And like I said, in the position you're in here, you're probably too far for a field goal.
Right.
You punt it, it's going to probably go in the end zone. You're not going to take a net 2-yard punt. You're just going to go for it on 4th and 5. Plus, you're down by 36.
Motion. Warren, he slips inside, gets down to the 20, but that's not enough. So a turnover on downs. That's the second one I believe we've seen here tonight. Well, I guess there's been a few. The Panthers have been not the most fortunate here tonight, and not gonna come away with a W in the win column in their first conference game, as we're at minute 40 and ticking here in the 3rd quarter. But the Panthers they're better than they've played tonight, and well, certainly better than the score will indicate, because they should be down maybe 1 or 2 scores, not 36-0. So I think that's the silver lining. You look at in this game, they've been a couple of plays short, a couple of inches short, really, on some instances. So a new running back in for DeForest. It's number 21, Brian Seiss. Also plays safety. And did that ball end up I looked down at my paper for a second because it looked like that play kept developing because I thought it was nearly over.
Yeah, he just kind of stumbled forward for a few more yards there. Looked like he was going down.
Well, the thing is, Oregon has been really good this season defensively of getting takeaways, and that's just something that hasn't happened here tonight. Unfortunately, it's been the other way. DeForest has taken advantage of every opportunity. They really only had one miscue. That was a hold on a kickoff return for a touchdown, but then they scored a minute later anyway. So really, it's been all luck and skill. I mean, there's not just all luck, but certainly there's been an element of that for DeForest. We're down to about 20 seconds here in the third quarter. So
Dranka here, and I got to be honest with you, up 30, and this will probably be the end of the game for him. There's 15 seconds left. I can't imagine that they would run him out there in the fourth quarter of a blowout game, take a chance of him getting hurt or something like that.
Just going to say that's exactly it. As the third quarter will come to a close, it's 36-0 DeForest here on OCA Media Sports. Obviously want to thank our sponsors who can make this broadcast possible. The Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. One Community Bank, a proud supporter of youth athletics. OneCommunity.bank. To learn more about our fee-free checking account or stop in. One Community Bank, feel good banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club, please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. TourHorse Insurance, your local insurance agency since 1978. Firefly gift cards for referrals. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. J.L. Richards, providing fresh meats, deli salads, seafood, and quality Wisconsin cheese for over 25 years. And Logo Promotions, helping businesses and schools promote and advertise their organization through apparel with over 100 years of staff experience.
Yeah, how about a little shout out to our production crew going on here?
Absolutely.
We got Paul, our executive producer, rocking it out. Josiah, our technical director today. Jordan over there on graphics and audio. Dan and Corbin down there on the cameras, and Jim up here on the camera up here. Thanks to all those guys for putting together a great production tonight.
She's willing to run the football some more. DeForest, why not?
Yeah, they're just looking to burn some clock now. Well, like I said, you're going to see a whole host of
Spencer Bergeron, number 27, getting his first carry.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some wholesale substitutions here. And I believe number 14, Alex Van Oden. I believe he's in a quarterback there. Nope. Oh, my mistake.
We've still got Keys in there. And running off to the left side was 35, Jake Larkosh.
Yeah, and I got to question that too. I understand that none of the kids want to come out of a game at this level, but
yeah, Keys doesn't need to be in.
Yeah,
I mean, unless they don't have anyone on roster that feels comfortable making some handoffs, I really don't know. 3rd and 2 for the Norskies, under 11 to play, in a 36-0 blowout game for DeForest. A nearly mishandled handoff. Aiden Kellier.
And late flag comes in there. Usually in the area of holding, but that's what it's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
So for DeForest there.
Oh, yeah, you see him grabbing the jersey from the back. He still made the play.
Well, we do have
34 Hall for the Panthers.
A Panther on the field right now. If I'm not mistaken, that's 51 Lucas Eisel. If I got that pronunciation correct. He's still sitting up, so it doesn't appear to be anything too serious, but we obviously always hope for the best. And we'll take the opportunity here to thank our sponsors, the Village of Oregon, One Community Bank, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club, the Oregon Chamber of Commerce, the Oregon School District, TourHorse Insurance, and J.L. Richards. There's a nice shot of Paul Zwicker.
Oh, look at that handsome devil down there.
He gets to make TV and be on TV.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on. Thank you, Paul, for
Well, I do have one beef for Paul. I'm looking for this. I think I was promised a telestrator this year, but I'm going to let it slide.
There's always next year, right, they say?
Yes.
Ball's on the ground.
Keys loses it.
And see, only bad things can happen when your quarterback is
That's
in
what I'm
there.
saying. They're lucky. And I believe that was
an Oregon recovery.
Yeah, I saw it was Ryan Paith and Carl Brooks were in there on that. I don't know who came up with the ball. I think Brooks came up with it. Yeah, like we were just talking about, if I'm the coach over there for DeForest, I'm gonna tell Keys he can relax for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
there.
that's the last. That's it. That's his last play. So he's played a very good game, except for he's gonna have a turnover on his stat sheet now. So that's unfortunate for him. But the Panthers, Gates nearly dropped it, but hands off. Is that Zudi? It is.
Yep.
He's off for a big gain, 9 or 10 yards, and he'll move the chains.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Key's father was a quarterback for the Badgers during the same time that Coach Kissling played for the Badgers. But
right?
I can't be 100% sure of that.
Well, we're going to say that's true because it's a good stat if true.
Maybe we'll find out for our next broadcast. We'll see. We'll get to the bottom of that for you.
Panthers content to run the ball up the gut again. It's Zudi just continuing to be a workhorse here in the game. And seeing this is a situation, too, where Panthers have 3 really capable running backs. At what point does Oregon make substitutions?
Yeah,
because you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, same thing. And I know, like I said, no kids want to come out of the game. But, again,
Now, the only Oregon player that needs to be in here is Gates. Zudi's going to take this inside the 5. Now, Gates is doing this for the reps at this point because we don't know what his future is going to be for this season. But number 15 is going to continue to get the reps here as we get inside 8 minutes left in this ball game.
Well, we knew Gates was the backup quarterback, but I believe Cole Krieger is the third string quarterback, but I'm really unsure of that.
Zudi's going to find the end zone. The Panthers break the scoreless streak on the One Community Bank scoreboard, and there it is, your first Panther touchdown.
And the Panthers bank 6 points to the One Community Bank scoreboard. One Community Bank, feel good banking. And just like that touchdown felt good. It might be a 36-6 game, but it always feels good to throw some points up on the board.
When you got to wonder how this game might have been different if the Panthers had made the conversions on a couple of fourth downs. That
first touchdown of the game, that tipped pass that you thought might be an interception, ends up being 6 points for the Norskies.
Well, I mentioned it at the time that it happened, that pass that DeForest had where the receiver went out of bounds, didn't reestablish his feet before he came back in, and they called it a completion, which would have changed the complexion of that drive. Instead, they end up scoring. And this game, it certainly could be a one-possession game right now, but the score is what it is right now. And the Panthers are going to have to eat that one.
And you wouldn't know it based on the score of this game, but I can tell you this: if these two teams were to end up playing later in the season in the playoffs, of course, I'm thinking that actually the Panthers are Division II and the Norskies are Division III come playoff time. But I don't think you'd see the same score here. Like I said, these teams are a lot more evenly matched than the score is going to show tonight.
That's right. Now
like I said, it's usually a series of small things that lead to situations like these. The Oregon cheerleaders.
Always an important part of this game, and the band, as you brought up earlier, and the first week of school. And
I missed the band. I love that. Can you really have a high school football game without a band jamming in the stands?
Yeah, it's as a broadcaster, I've had situations where the band is directly behind me, and that's not good for a broadcast, and it's a little bit annoying. But you can't not have it.
That's true.
It's a tradition.
And Dosher just putting his foot into one here.
Well, interesting decision by Engeseth to return that one.
I'd have just let it go in the end zone, but
that's right.
He's thinking another. He got that defensive touchdown earlier. He's like, hey,
I got the speed. I'm going to try to go all the way.
And he is. He is probably one of, if not the fastest guy down there on the field.
So we roll on to about 7 minutes left in this ball game. DeForest will start from their 33-yard line. We'll see if Keys is still in. I can't see if the number of the court. Oh, it looks like they do have a new one coming in. I couldn't tell if that was 19, Max Mitchell.
Yeah, I was going to say it's either Mitchell or Anderson are the two backups.
So the correct decision here for the Norskies.
After that snap and the hit, Keys almost
took. It was a little late on the decision. It was the right decision. Mitchell calling for motion. He'll hand the ball up the middle. And I want to see who they have in at running back. If it's still, so yeah, they do give the ball to 27, Spencer Bergeron. It's going to be a healthy dose of running here from here on out as Bergeron goes off, along with Kobe Kleinert. Substitutions. Now it doesn't change anything, on the outcome of this game, regardless of if there's a score here or not. But you want to feel good. If you're Oregon, you want to take something good out of this defensive series. I didn't get the number on that one. I believe that was Jake Larkosh, number 35. Yes, it was.
So Ryan Jennings in there on the tackle for the Panthers.
Yeah, entire
wholesale substitutions here, both ends. The Panthers.
Yeah, this is about experience at this point in the game. It's about getting guys playing time, and a 36-7 win, if the score stands right now, would certainly look good for DeForest. Oregon's got to feel a little bit good about not having that big goose egg up there, so at least they can say, hey, our efforts weren't for nothing. Mitchell's going to run left side, so the quarterback running, we didn't see anything from Keys in terms of using his legs instead of Mitchell.
Keys really didn't have to between Drinka running the ball and him throwing the ball. That's all they really had to do tonight. But Mitchell, a little shake and bake there at the end.
Yeah, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it was kind of a situation of, I don't get as much playing time, so I'm going to make this look good and have some fun with it. And certainly a good opportunity to do that if you're DeForest. Mitchell gets the handoff just in time, but doesn't do anything against the big wall of black jerseys. Nice job on the gang tackle. And the Panthers, we were talking about their lack of takeaways in this game, and Keys' fumble that led to the Panther 6. So a couple of good things coming away. There's certainly not the outcome or the execution that the Panthers wanted. Mitchell's going to hand off again. That's Larkosh. He's going to get stood up, and that's something that you got to teach too. And they're executing that as the Panther defense is standing up the ball carrier and ripping at it, trying to secure a fumble, a takeaway. So I like to see that, especially when the game is out of reach. It's still focusing on the little things that make your team great.
That was Noah Blatter there. He just substituted in for this series.
3.5 minutes until you stick a fork in it. But it's 36-7 DeForest. It's a 3rd and 8. Panther defense. Could they force a punting situation? Get a little work on special teams. We'll see. Mitchell takes the high snap. Isn't going to get the handoff in time, so he's going to run it himself. Mitchell's tackled at the 47. See who was in on that tackle. That 25.
25 for the Panthers. It's like
injured Jisha, I want to say.
Oh, that
Jaka?
Yep. Sophomore.
So you get those young guys in there making it happen. So it's 4th and 8, and they will punt.
Yeah, that was a good open field tackle by him.
That's right.
Yeah, I know his old man. He's a good guy.
I believe this is Saunders here. Can't really see the number for where I'm at. Returning this punt. Saunders is going to let that one bounce. Oh, that is a great DeForest bounce inside the 15. And that's where the Panthers will take it. Actually, it wasn't Saunders. It was Eli Wink, number 13. So in any case, it's Panther ball with 2 minutes and counting, 2:15 and counting in this ball game. So we'll see what the offense comes out with, as this game is going to end with a Panthers possession. So going into next week at Janesville at Janesville Parker, the Panthers are going to look to reverse their fortunes next week. And you mentioned that as a Thursday broadcast?
Well, actually, that one will be on a Friday night because it's not a home game. So
the Panthers call a timeout, and number 14 is in Cole Krieger, as you mentioned, the other backup.
Yeah, they only had 10 guys on the field, so they're missing an 11th guy. There we go. See, 2 out, 3 in. We got 11 now.
So the clock does stop on a timeout. 1:30 to play in this ball game.
That's a good call by the young kid there.
That's right. Yeah.
Now I have to wonder. I don't know if Cole Krieger, in relation to
Scott Krieger, yeah, the assistant
coach.
Yep. I was wondering the same thing myself. One of many questions. Rollout fake, and the ball handed off to number 40, Jeremiah Rocket. Rocket? I want to make sure I get that right.
Well, I don't care. We're going to call him Jeremiah Rocket because he was out of there like a rocket. And that's the greatest football name ever.
I know. I mean,
what? He's just a sophomore. I mean, there's a lot of expectations if your last name's Rocket.
That's right.
You better be fast.
You got to be an athlete. All right, second and 5 with a minute to go in the ball game. A handoff. A big carry. I didn't see the number on that one, but that was another heck of an effort. Was that Max Matthews, number 41?
Yeah, yep, that was Matthews.
So the Panthers looks like they got some good depth coming up, if for next season and the years to come, because they've and these are like big fullback types. 30 seconds remaining in this game, week 3. The Panthers will fall to 1-2 overall and 0-1 in conference play. It's been a pleasure calling this one with you, Dan
it has
Dean.
been. I believe that was Rocket again. The Rocket.
Hey, if nothing else, he just got a nickname out of this. So.
Well, I think it might be Rocklet, but we're going to call him Jeremiah Rocket because that's just amazing. The writing's small on our sheets here, folks. So
yeah, well,
it looks like it looks like Rocket. That's going to be the last play of the game there.
Thank you very much, Dan.
The Panthers, they struggled a little bit tonight, but I think you're going to see the Panthers come back strong next week for the for the game against Janesville Parker next week. Sorry,
that's right.
Not Craig. I believe we play Craig later in the season. So I want to again thank everybody. Our executive producer Paul Zwicker, technical director Josiah Wampler. And I just pronounced his last name wrong, so my apologies there. Graphics and audio operator Jordan Hakey.
Jeremiah Rocket, or Josiah Rocket, yeah.
Camera operators Dan Sutter and Corbin Graff, and also Jim Bakken up here in the booth. So I just wanted to thank everybody on our production crew. We put together a nice broadcast here. And I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank the Oregon School District, Ron Novinska, for providing us some halftime stats. And again, Erica, thank you for doing the broadcast and filling in for Kean tonight and filling in for me last week. I do much appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
So on behalf of everyone in OCA Media, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight's broadcast. You've been listening to a presentation of OCA Media Sports.
This broadcast is made possible with funding from our generous sponsors. One Community Bank, a proud sponsor of youth athletics. Stop by or visit our website to learn more about our fee-free checking account. One Community Bank, Feel Good Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The Village of Oregon, a great place to live, work, and play. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Torhorst Insurance, your local insurance agency since 1978. Firefly gift cards for referrals. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, and community. J.L. Richards, providing fresh meats, deli salads, seafood, and quality Wisconsin cheese for over 25 years. Try our delicious hot lunches or dinners, or enjoy our Friday fish fry. Catering is available throughout Dane County. Logo Promotions, helping businesses and schools promote and advertise their organizations with quality apparel. Providing exceptional personal service and quick turn times. Logo Promotions for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Proudly serving the Madison area since 2013. Stoughton Health, providing safe, quality healthcare with exceptional personalized service.
I spent many Friday nights on the football field coaching kids. So when the COVID vaccine became available, I wanted to learn the facts. So I did my research, and I talked to my health coach, my doctor.
I told Pete it was safe, effective, and free for all.
My 7-year-old grandson has asthma, and I want to keep us both safe. That's why I got the vaccine, and that means I get to spend more time with my grandson.
Don't wait. Vaccinate.